what was the genesis of this building? The governor mentioned it was the Access Center law that was passed last year.
Yes. This has actually been a vision of our mental health region for quite some time. The prior CEO many times talked to us about the possibility of having sort of a hub for all the services that someone in crisis might need. They issued a grant application in the very beginning of 2018, which we were awarded in June of 2018, and that allowed us to get the ball rolling on this project.
The official name is Community Health Centers of Southern Iowa Access Center. It's been called a lot of other things by various people, but Access Center is kind of what we're sticking with right now.
And then the function of the space then is what?
We provide a lot of different services in the behavioral health realm, from outpatient services like therapy, psychiatric services, all the way up to observation, crisis stabilization, subacute level of care. We operate a mobile crisis unit out of this facility. We do court-ordered evaluations, committal evaluations, that sort of thing. So basically anywhere short of hospitalization, if it involves behavioral health or substance abuse, whatever, we can do it out of this building.
Okay. And how important is this building to your ability to serve that function?
Well, it is to be able to provide it to anybody, and we serve a 7-county region. Mm-hmm. We also have some agreements with neighboring regions as well, but to be able to provide for anyone in a mental health crisis or outpatient follow-up or preventive care, we do really, it is a one-stop shop for behavioral health services in Southern Iowa.
How did you come to choose Carl A. Nelson and Company as your design builder?
We had used Carl A. Nelson on a project of ours in Leon, Iowa a couple of years ago, and the experience was fantastic. And so when they showed an interest in this project, it was an easy decision for us.
Well, they had worked with us previously on a project in our main office in Leon, and did a fantastic job there, very comfortable with the people with whom we were working, and couldn't be happier with the job they've done.
Lived up to expectations?
Far exceeded expectations. We were pretty demanding customers at times as far as timeline goes, and we really pushed and pushed, and Mother Nature was not cooperative in this project at all, but their ability to line up all the contractors and keep things happening almost constantly really enabled us to condense that timeline and meet an unrealistic expectation.
You have to put things out to bid, so we went through that process, but in our minds, if it was comparable, Carl A. Nelson was the right choice for us.
Okay, and how has that worked out with this project?
It's been amazing. This is probably one of the tightest timelines, tightest deadlines that we've had for a project, and the team has been very responsive, and project is done on time. We believe it will be under budget, and it's just, I can't say enough about how responsive the staff is when we have questions or concerns. It really is so helpful.
Okay. And what would you say the advantages are to design build?
It's just really great to have one point of contact. So when we got started, Perry was that contact. If I had a question, I could certainly talk to the architects, or I could just direct my questions to Perry and he would give me the answers that I needed. So having that central point of contact for everything is amazing.
Would you have been able to meet that schedule goal had you not been a design build project where you had the single point of contact?
I can't imagine that we would be half done now if we tried it some other way.
Were there any areas where our design folks were able to save you some money without skimping on quality? Any
Yes.
examples of that?
Yes. When we were going through the bid process, Perry Hines did suggest a number of value engineering options that allowed us to save a little bit of money without impacting the quality or the appearance of our building. One example of that might be the type of plumbing material that we were going to utilize. He suggested a great option for us. It's going to work very well, but it did save several $1,000s for us.
Perry was fantastic in meetings, setting things up, designing what we wanted, making it functional, making it work, communicating, coordinating, all that kind of stuff.
Amazing, amazing. Again, this has been a difficult project time-wise, and I realize that we've been maybe a little bit more pushy than we typically would be, but they've been very responsive to our concerns, very cognizant of the timeline. They've just been fantastic to work with. I've been on site a fair amount in the last few weeks, and asking tons of questions. He's always does a wonderful job at answering my questions. If they have any concerns, he addresses them right away. The team as a whole has just been fantastic.
Then Alan came on the scene probably around June, and has just been fantastic to work with, very responsive, found some issues before they ever became issues and fixed problems that then never arose. So he was just fantastic to work with. We had a mistake in things that Alan was the first to identify, put in his own labor to fix a mistake that had already occurred that was not Carly Nelson's responsibility, and took care of it and kept us on track and on schedule to get things done.
And how pleased are you with the finished product?
It's fantastic. I mean, it's a great pleasure today to have a big crowd for ribbon cutting and to be able to show off what this place looks like.
And what would you just say if someone were to ask you that was interested in possibly hiring Carly Nelson and Company for a project? What kind of comments would you give to that person?
I would absolutely tell them they should. For the value, for the quality, for the communication. I can't say enough about how good the communication is. They'd be hard pressed to find somebody better than Carly Nelson.
And if you were to meet someone in another area, similar facility or another walk of life that was considering hiring Carly Nelson and Company, what would you tell that person?
They'd be foolish not to. That Carly Nelson, again, was very responsive to what we were asking for, even when those asks weren't always easy to do. They were timely in everything they did with us, and it just couldn't be more cooperative and effective at getting things done.